Okay, so we have so we have the Inner West Council doing the grass in torrential rain. Look, that is, can you see it? Look, I'm just going to show you. Doing the grass. Is this normal? Is this normal? I ask you, is this normal? And the grass was done 4 days ago. You know, like, this is crazy stuff. Yeah, that's right. You better come back in a few days and do it. In the rain. Do they actually get paid for this? Excuse me? Why are you doing the grass in the rain?
Sorry?
Won't you get electrocuted or something with those things?
No, it's not electric.
But you did it 4 days ago.
No, we didn't go 4 days
You did do it 4 days ago, and you did it 3 days before that. I'm here, I
It
know.
wasn't 4 days ago. No.
But why is your council putting you at risk of doing this when it was done? Or are you getting the or are you getting it muddled up? Are you the same people that come 4 days ago?
No, we didn't come 4 days
Well,
ago.
who were the ones that come 4 days ago?
I'm not really too sure, but we weren't here 4 days ago.
No, I can see you've got a thing written on you. What are you? Star Priority Maintenance. Oh, you didn't want me to film that for some reason. No, they're not even the council. They're not even the Inner West Council doing the grass. And they're certainly not the housing department, which comes around also because I'm in a housing department, unfortunately controlled place. But that is government, in other words. But I'm aware of that. Housing department is a low income. See how they've gone now? No, they're paid. They have to be. Must be paid. I mean, look, it's raining. This is unbelievable. The rain has not stopped in Sydney. I could be losing it a bit myself. But I'm just wondering. Yeah, this is weird. Oh, look at that woman walking in the rain too. Like, so am I actually. I'm getting drenched. But that's because, look, let's get control of myself here. Look, it is a total. See, I was starting to feel a bit better in there. My frequency and vibration sitting in there. I was sitting down having a cup of tea, trying to sort things out in my little mind, which has been overflowing with emotion and stuff. See, as you can see, look, I'm just going to show you. Oh, I'm going to get wet here, but look, I'm trying to show you that it's raining. See, it's raining. It's raining. Well, I won't bother on that one. I can sense bad energy off that bin. I'm number 3 here. See, I'm number 3. Better get that. And also, I couldn't get to my mailbox too. It got all jammed up, so that I can't get my mail because I actually do still use the mail. I don't do anything on the internet or on the computer. Well, I haven't got a computer. I've only got this mobile, which, as you can see, I'm just using here to film things. So I'm pretty backward in this technologically control reality, but I do believe that because it controls me as much as giving me information, shall we say, because the information is really a control force. See, this is the problem. This is the deception or the trickery of this end-time kind of situation, end-time of this matrix reality that we're in. You know, whether we're in it, I don't know. See, the rain stopped now, they've gone, but see how they have gone. They were doing it in the rain and now the rain stopped, but it will come down probably again. It's been raining on and off. In fact, it's actually been flooded at times over the last, but you see, because my vibration, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to get out because I've cleared the street here, as you can see. And like my legs were feeling as though I couldn't. Oh, gee, see how wet. Look, see how I'm walking all in wet because it's never dry out there. It's been raining no end for the last 3-4 weeks now, I think, almost. I've forgotten how long it's been because I don't keep track of the thing. I turned this noise thing on here. I'll turn it off because I had to stick stuff in my ears because I thought that my eardrums would be blasted if I went out there to see what was going on. Because, see, I put that on as a diversion. It's not loud, but it diverts. You have to think of those things. I actually got it for the dog when he was here. We bought it down the road in the second-hand shop because we thought it would be a diversion for the dogs. Sorry about all this stuff here. That's the cat's beds. They're just my old clothes that the cat chose to sleep on before I got them round the wash, so now they've become his bed because he likes to sit on those things. Where is the cat anyway? Oh, wait on. Where is the cat? Oh, avoiding the stairs because I can't get anyone to clean them. But look, the cat, because the noise was coming, the cat has ran up the stairs and sitting on the stairs. See, he never sits on the stairs, never sits on those stairs. Oh, jeez, now, oh gosh, getting a touch of vertigo on the stairs, you see, that's because I'm stressed. Now, these stairs are not bad at all, but if I get too much full of anxiety, I can actually get stupid vertigo, which is like fear of heights on the stairs, which is weird. Yes, I am reduced to looking at tarot card readings at the present time. I was sitting here having a cup of tea watching these tarot card readings because I've been wondering what's been going on the other side of the world, to be honest. So that's just all the cat's bed all there. And so because I accidentally clicked onto one about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they seem to be, of course, reading my mind and reading the situation that was going on in my mind, naturally I got attracted to it. I will point out that because I'm aware of what this technological situation is in this reality. I better turn this off, actually, because I've got the sound up. Actually, I probably should leave it on for anyone to listen to see if it is not accurate in the situation. But I'm not going to do that so I'll just turn it down. Just turn it off, in fact. I should turn it off. I've lost my total train of thought now. Should I play a video or something to finish up on? I only use the videos a bit like the movies now. I used to watch movies for escapism from reality because I was not able to live in the reality. In other words, before I became aware of this control matrix around me and aware of the control matrix around me, which is essentially negative dark entities that are residing with normal people. They're technologically based, whereas normal people are not technologically based. I don't know what I'm talking about here. I really don't. I only know things at a very basic level. And even knowing them at a basic level, I don't have enough information because I have a closed mind. In other words, my full mind is basically not open. I only have a window, or a little bit open, shall we say, if I want to put it fancy. But even that was enough for me to see the matrix, but that was only because the matrix decided, as I've said before, to come down on me, to close in on me, because they were aware that my little window was opening a little bit, and they were like, we're going to keep you closed down, which they have. but by them exposing themselves, that still opened my window a bit more, you see. So they had to take a chance. I would imagine that the dark negative technological entities that control our reality or our earth had to take a chance, had to say, well, look, this person is opening their window a little bit to the people that are around her. And they're like, oh, that might be, because don't forget, the people are really the dark entities. See, so even though I thought they were just real people who had negative intent, because I knew that for sure, and that was no credit to myself, because if you've been dealing with them for a lifetime and you, and one of them exposes himself 100% to you almost, like it becomes clear then, you piece it together. Because I always had that, what I thought was a negative habit of always going back over my life, always feeling that I'd made a lot of disastrous mistakes, which I openly admit I had, and trying to figure out why I had always done that. But of course I realised it was all fear-based, as has been pointed out. Even this very moment, you see, I was sitting down there trying to feel positive, in a positive vibration in myself, when they decided to come round. See how the sun is now out. Look, everybody, look. Oh, sorry about showing that floor, but I cannot get it cleaned. Look, the sun is now out and they've gone. Now, wouldn't it have made sense for them? But you see, they didn't want to wait, because my vibration, because I was starting to feel positive in my mind. They had to come even when the rain was to do that grass. You see what I'm saying? You notice how he wouldn't show me the fact that he's working for a certain, like if they're the council, they just say, yes, of course we're working for the Inner West Council, or we're housing department, we're working for the housing department. They'll openly tell you that. But they were a different group even. Does that mean there's different groups around in this? Because I always thought it was just the Inner West and the housing, which is basically the government anyway, because they give you the place. There's nothing hidden about that. All housing department places are government controlled. That you get cheap rent because you have a low income and you've waited a long time, so they provide you with cheap accommodation. That's how it is in Sydney, Australia, and in Australia. I don't know about other countries in the world what they have. Different places will have different things. Some places may have nothing. I kind of wish they did have nothing, because to be stuck in a government-controlled place is probably the worst scenario, because it's, well, figure it out yourself. Figure it out yourself. I did, but either way, not relevant. But look, the sun is now out, the rain has stopped, but they've gone. They cleared out because I was filming them. That's why they were, I just got it right now, that's why they cleared out, because see, the rain was pouring down and I was filming them. And they didn't want to show themselves to be too obvious, because they look stupid, you see, because it shows the insanity that there's something wrong going on around my area, you see, something going on around me. I have to say around me because I assume it would be happening, like I say, it's covert and overt, in other words, hidden or exposed, depending on how much aware of what's going on in the local area anyone would be. I don't fully understand it even now, not fully. I must calm down. I'm giving out too much energy here, actually. But see, the sun's out now, but they've gone, you see. That makes no sense. If they were legitimate, they would have openly told me what they were. They would have stood their ground and did the grass. And why were there so many? Why was there 4 people doing a little space of grass here? Like, they should be spaced out, because the noise level, they should be spaced out. But see, they come deliberately pretending to do it all in one area, where they'll have 2 or 3 lots of machinery going. That's so that I get blasted out of my place. I've often, that's what I've complained about in the past. I haven't even complained about when they come around and do, say, where they just imagine to blow the leaves around. And notice how they don't pick up my leaves in the front. Have a look at that, how mine is the only place they don't bother taking my leaves, but they come around blasting all these leaves all over the street and all in every other place. that's something else, you know, too, because I would have to actually ask them, and whenever they do, they always just do it half-heartedly, you know, and you know, because they want me to be the most, have the worst place, be the most uncomfortable, because they know that in my mind, I like to have things neat, clean and tidy, whereas I've actually got the dirtiest, most untidy place in Sydney, or one of the worst, you know, and that's because I'm in mental turmoil all the time with all this going on, like I can hardly concentrate. I know they've cleared out now so that I'm invalidating. I'm invalidated. People want to invalidate me, make me look as though I've just got imaginitis and that I'm paranoid. And notice how there's no car on the street, whereas there's always cars pulling in. Always. So they don't want me to validate. So I'm going to close the door because otherwise I look as though I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'll close the door and just do, I don't know what I'm going to do. Wait on, let me see. I'm just trying to avoid showing, because although I'm openly saying that I've got the worst place, you know, it could easily be cleaned. This whole place could be cleaned and tidied up, you know, in probably an hour if I had a bit of help. That's actually true. Probably an hour or two I could have the whole thing done, you know, even though it's been let go for like, well, since when I had my relative come and live with me, you know, basically that was like 8 years ago now. So these actual stairs have not been cleaned in that time. I think the vacuum cleaner went over them by the relative once in the 3 years that they were residing here, and then not since then. Because I've never used a vacuum cleaner. I don't know how to. I used to get the steam cleaning people in, you know, when I had enough money, because it's actually quite expensive, you know, to do it like once a year or something. But you know, but I don't like carpet in reality. That's right. It's not something I can deal with. I was never knew how to even use a vacuum cleaner. Where's the cat gone? Where's Putty gone? Where I'm going to avoid. But even these stairs could be vacuumed. You know, I had a huge steam cleaner myself, like a house one, but I couldn't get anyone to use it for me. Like it was, you know, like which could have steam cleaned these stairs, but they went into depressive mode or oppositional mode, shall we say. Oh, wait on. Oh, what am I doing up here? Where's the cat gone? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, wait on. Hold on. I better fold up. Oh, I don't know where the cat's gone. I thought the cat was on the stairs. He must have sneaked outside or something. I better fold up because I don't know what I'm actually saying or doing here. I was on a roll, but as you can see, I got sidetracked. So sorry about that. I really will have to try to get it together mentally more for these videos when I get back on track somehow, if I can. But physically, I'm not feeling good either because my legs didn't feel as though they could move properly for a bit. So I've got to try to get energy back and a positive thing back to where I can go right outside, you know, like go down the road to stuff. So I apologise for that. I know that the handful of people that would listen to these videos probably understand this, because maybe only because they're probably in the same boat, experiencing the same thing, because that's all I get with the videos. I realise that now. The whole purpose originally of these videos, I'll say this, was desperation when the matrix came down on me, for me to not actually like bring to light, shall we say, what's going on, which is now turned into as time went on. But originally it was just hoping that the people who are part of it would listen to the video and perhaps see that it wasn't a benefit to them, that I meant them no harm, and that they'd, because now I realise that is the most stupid thing that anyone could ever imagine, because they're not even real people that have the same mindset as yourself. I thought they were just misguided real people that were part of, when I first started, like this is like close on 4 years now, I would imagine. don't know when I first made the first thing, but I didn't even know where it would go or what I would, I didn't understand. I understood a bit that the world was definitely controlled and there was a type of matrix, a control matrix, but I didn't understand my local area, how that operated. I thought maybe a lot of people were just being controlled or misguided, and I thought that was the idea. If you could, to stop the stalking program and and people sending negative energies and negative frequencies, negative radiation, or whatever it is that they send into the house, which I can feel on a daily basis, sometimes more intensely than others. Most of the time it's continual, but not to where you would be in a lot of pain, shall we say, but you feel it. But that's 24 hours, so as you can imagine, it's very cumulative. And sometimes, of course, it is more extreme. Maybe that is depending on how you are thinking and feeling. A bit like bringing the noise around. See, in reality, no people would come around and be doing grass with machinery when the rain is pouring down. But you see, they couldn't risk my frequency rising because I was sitting inside having a cup of tea watching those tarot readings that are, of course, part of the matrix. They must be. But are there some genuine ones amongst it? Or is it that they have to show you stuff? But don't forget that that also will be part of the confusion, because although it's the truth, if I'm thinking a certain way, I could explain this, but it's too personal. I could still end up being misguided, which I have been for quite a while, to be honest. So although I make these videos, I'm not on top of it mentally. I have been confused, pushed in wrong directions, and not been able to make any clear connection with any real person. I was aware of that, but even in trying, you can waste your energy, waste your time, be even more misguided, depending on whether you've got it right or wrong. Even your emotions and feelings, which should be correct, they may be correct, but they still could be. Even your guilt and stuff, all the things that are part of you, in this very confusing matrix, I've said before, even the truth will be used against you, because if you are someone that is not as easily, because of negative experience and because you realise you're in this negative matrix, of course, the truth will be a major part of confusing and deceiving me. Because obviously I'm not going, because I have dealt with so much really clever deception, whether it be with people or circumstances. Only the truth is going to be what really takes me down, shall we say. And that is really something that I suppose some people would say that is what you'd call mind-blowing. I don't like to be fancy in the terms, but hey, you've got to use language. You've got to use language if you're making a video or if you're communicating with someone. And sometimes that also the language is hard because, you can have things in your mind, but you can't always put them into the words and interpret them to someone else the right way. That's the problem with making videos or even just talking to someone. But, that's part of living though, so I suppose I don't mind that actually. It's just that because you're dealing with so many negative entities, which is, I suppose, energies, if you like. I'm trying to be fancy here, I don't know what I'm talking about, but they will work against your feelings and emotions, which is like your vibration, frequency or energy, I suppose. I talk through my hat. But that's just like saying if you're dealing with a person that is really against you, and most people will be against you because they are not real people. They are of the matrix, which is a technological negative entity, energies, people that serve the matrix because they like a control matrix. They don't like everyone being just an individual free person that just does their own thing. In a natural reality. When I say a natural reality, I mean one that isn't technologically controlled, if you want to put it that way. I'm not going to go into the higher technological stuff of this because I don't understand it. I honestly don't. Those that control this reality probably do. They should not have power over this reality or over my mind or over any other real person's mind, but they do. And I'm too exhausted to keep talking here, even though I was starting to get on a roll, but I feel that I'm just too confused and convoluted in my mind to really keep making the video, so I better fold up.